We are going to address the butterfly, the throttle body, as well as replacing the air filter here because we are overdoing that as well. Alright, let's see how dirty this filter is. Yeah, it's about time to get it replaced. Now take the next moment to get this mass airflow sensor off. This particular one, and most of them that I've seen, is just this Phillips screwdriver. That'll do the job for you. This is the spray in question. So you're just gonna spray this thing liberally. I'm gonna go do it outside because it can stink up the garage. Well, would you look at that? A gaping hole right here. Just as I was saying earlier, to inspect your air box, your hose here, make sure there's no cracks or anything. This car has been running a little rough on load and also when you're going uphill slightly. So I kind of figured something like this was happening, and it was the cue for me to do a little investigation. So this might be my culprit. Nonetheless, I'm still going to clean the throttle body because it's been a while and do the other maintenance that I was planning to do. Here is a look at the throttle body before cleaning. It doesn't look terrible. I don't remember the last time I did this or if I actually ever did a cleaning. So considering that, that doesn't look that bad. Regardless, we are here, so we're gonna clean it. Not too bad. Throttle body cleaned. We're good there. So because I didn't plan for the intake tube to be torn like that, I looked online quickly. It's gonna be a week before the replacement comes. So I'm gonna have to salvage that for now because we need the car during the week. So I don't know, I might put some duct tape on it. I don't know, I'm gonna look through the shop table and see what we have and just try to seal that as best I can. We're gonna keep going with the maintenance and then button everything up for the night. Alright guys, next we're gonna go for the EGR valve here. We're gonna replace that guy. Again, that's another maintenance item in my book. Other people will just take it out and just clean it with throttle body cleaner or whatnot. I bought it already. It's not terribly expensive. It is over $100, but I am deciding to just replace it. I'm also going to take a look at that EGR piping that goes from the base of the EGR there, and then it goes somewhere way beyond down there. I don't know where it goes, but I'm going to see if I can take that out and make sure it's not clogged up. So after wrestling with it for a little bit, this is the darn harness. Again, just push here and just try your best to wiggle this off. All right, with a series of extensions and a 12mm socket, we're gonna go in and fish out the EGR valve. So there are two nuts, one on each side, that holds the EGR valve down in place. All right. Here comes the EGR valve. All right, there we go. There you have it. Now, allegedly, I bought an OEM Honda replacement EGR valve. Let's compare the two. So this is the box that the EGR valve came in. It says Honda, part numbers there. Honda. Now, whether or not the EGR valve itself is Honda, I don't know. It doesn't say Honda in it. It doesn't say Denso, NGK. Usually it's those type of brands. It says Continental on it. So I don't know if it's genuine Honda. This one is a Continental. I don't know if there's a relation between this and the Continental like serpentine belts and whatnot, but the numbers are different. The harness portion is the same. This gasket portion is blocking these bolts. That's what I was looking for. But that should be the same. The casting of the base here looks the same to me. So yeah, it should just drop in. Some soot here. It's not blocked off or anything. It might still be good, but I'm gonna replace it because we have under 60,000 miles on it. We're also gonna be replacing the PCV valve. I bought the Intermotor brand. Here is a part number if you are curious. We got the new one right here. So the PCV valve is in a terrible place, in my opinion. It is straight under the harness here. There is one 10mm bolt holding the PCV valve in this way. So I know it's hard to show you, but trust that it is right under here. There's that metal spacer there. Make sure you get that out. And once you get that bolt out, you should be able to just pull the PCV valve out. Gotta be a little creative here. Using a flathead and a ratchet. Let's see if it... Yeah, you still hear it clicking. Regardless, it's time to go. Alright, old one, new one. New one's going in. With these O-rings, ideally we'll probably put some fresh oil in it, lubricate it before we install it back in. So I like taking a quick look, making sure everything's grossly the same, which it is. Okay, so you gotta work it back and forth. Instead of just pushing it straight in, push it, rotate it a little bit, push it until it seats. It has to seat flush. Make sure your bolt has that metal spacer there. So I'm not gonna do a torque spec, I'm just gonna do it by feel. Just know that it's plastic, so you don't need to do it too firm. Plus it's got two O-rings to help stop any sort of leakage. So you're good there. Alright, looking down the throat of where the EGR valve sits, there's definitely some carbon there, some soot. It is not blocked off though, it does not look terrible. It looks like it's still breathing okay, but regardless, we are here. We're gonna use some throttle body cleaner and just spray down that throat. I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna take the EGR piping off and inspect it. It looks easy enough. 2 on the top side, 2 on the bottom side where the exhaust is. I've never taken one off of this Honda Pilot before, but again, it looks pretty straightforward. Since I'm here already, I might go ahead and just do it, and just to spray some throttle body cleaner through it, make sure nothing's clogged. So you can see that pipe right there is the EGR pipe in question. I have a socket, a 12mm socket and ratchet on one of the nuts already, and then the other nut just to the left of it, that's the other one we're going to take off. Alright guys, this is the other end of the business of the EGR pipe. It's just those 2 bolts, or those 2 nuts right there, and it looks like there's studs down here, so when you go back to install it, install this end first and then tighten up on the top. But we're going to go ahead and undo these 2 nuts and get the pipe out and see what it looks like. Alright guys, this is what the EGR pipe looks like. I had to finagle it to get out from in between the engine and radiator. By the looks of it, it does not look bad at all. Nowhere near close to it being clogged. I guess I'll just clean whatever I can clean with a rag and spray some throttle body cleaner down it and call it good. And this is the after cleaning. I think this is the best I can do. I cleaned the mounting surfaces. I cleaned as far down the pipe as possible on both ends. And then the rest, I just sprayed the throttle body cleaner in and let it soak for a couple minutes and then just dumped it out. I did that twice. Here's the plan about the crack here in the tubing here. What we have here is some Gorilla Tape. We're gonna use this as a temporary fix to get us through the week. This is on order. This should arrive in another week. But in the meantime, we need this car up and running. All right, next we're just gonna stab the new EGR back in with the provided gasket. Now the good thing about where the EGR is gonna mount is it has two studs coming out. So you're just gonna slide the provided gasket right on top of it, and then the EGR follows it and then gets bolted down with the two nuts, and don't forget to put the harness back on. All right, 16 foot-pound for the two EGR nuts if you want to be specific. I went with the Denso. Where's the part number at? There it is.
1 week later.
Look what we got in the mail. We got the replacement part here. It is time to put it into the Honda. So installing this air intake tube is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to cut to the chase. New, old. We're going to get these two big clamps on the sides and put them on the new one. Scope out my tape job from last time. Now to the business end, as you can see that, and here, this rubber is still kind of obviously new and pliable. This, although pliable, was kind of rigid. And I had no choice but to cut this off. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the repairs and the maintenance of this Honda Pilot at 165,000 miles. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you took something away from this video. If you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate that very much. Until next time, we will see you again. Peace out.